Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a foundational yoga class. I am Aphinya. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The reason I laugh, I always feel like I prepare, and then before I jump into the screen, and I feel like I'm not preparing enough. Anyway, yesterday when I taught a flow yoga class, I tried something new. So I live a class on YouTube and Facebook at the same time, without really get to studying of the app that I use, and it got cut off. I felt so bad. I mean, the class probably ran for about an hour and got cut off. Then I had this bad thought, like, why don't I just take the time to really learn about that? I had a good time doing the teaching and right into, I think, the portion that I feel like is so important, and I make everybody miss it. I just like, oh man, Aphinya, just next time, take the time to learn before you jump right into, well, it has nothing to do why, I don't have any wisdom behind that story. I just want to share it. And so I'm so sorry if you take the class yesterday and take class today again. So I learned from yesterday, so today class will be run smoothly. Having said that, what I want to share with you is this. I know that, before I start, I always forget. I would love to say happy Hanukkah for everybody who celebrate them. I know that, the all day at Rising Sun Studio, we have a lot of Jewish people that walking into the studio. So I just want to let them know that I remember, and your celebration is just, every time when you see people light the candle and put the candle, see the light on the candle while the outside is so dark, it just feels so reassuring that good thing will happen, one day. Just like we are in this crisis, and finally some of us can feel like, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Right. So come back to the story that I want to share with you. This week I want to labor it as quite a tough week for me, because I ran into, I think, a couple of days that my thought went into a dark place. And it's not just a dark place, it's really dark. Like when I see Jeff walk in front of me, I thought in the back of my head, like, can you just disappear? Just like that. I want everybody to get out of the house. I just want to be in this home alone. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to see anything. I don't want to see any human being. And it just, I feel angry. I feel agitated. I just dislike people. And it was going on and on and on and on in my head. And it was bad. I did not like it a bit. And then the next day, when finally I come back to like my normal self, my normal loving, compassionate, looking at things in a positive side of things kind of self, I look back into that day and thought to myself, wow, how come I be such a mean person? How come I can have such a negative message? How come I get myself into such a dark place when I spend so many days and months and years to not going there? But I go there anyway. The reason I share this with you, because this is what the practice I want you to remember. It will happen to each and every one of us, that we go into a place that we wish we don't go, that we show up like a person that we wish we are not. We are not that. Like, we don't want to be that person, but we show up and be that person today. We don't show up the way we want it to be. And the first practice that we can do is to forgive ourselves and allow that forgiveness to give that evil, mean person that in our thought to have a safe space to flow. Right. The good thing that happened in our lives, the good positive thinking that we have right now, I feel is so very, very loving when I'm connected with you. It's just so easy. But this thing is also flow too. And everything in existence in our day affect us mentally, physically, emotionally. Maybe I didn't sleep well last night. I mean, the night before, I didn't drink the water. I ate bad food. I still watch Netflix. I watch YouTube. I watch news. Every single one of these affects my physical body mentally. And interestingly enough, it grabbed it, sometimes with me knowing it, and sometimes with me did not knowing it. And then, boom, me and us turn into a person that we do not recognize. Please remember to give this self a space. We love our kids no matter what, good or bad. We have to learn to live, to love ourselves the same, good or bad. Know that the truth is in our soul and in our spirit, we are good. We are loving, we care, we have the compassion. But when it's getting to our mind, which is always running and spinning and going, it depends on what comes and goes. This thing up here can go in so many places. And what we need to remember is that when you take a breath, and when you bring the focus away from your thoughts, you start to experience that you are watching the story in your head. And when that happens, remember that you are not your thoughts. You are not the story up here. These can go into a good place, go into a bad place. You, this beautiful soul, has nothing to do in the thoughts. You are not here. So learn to uncling, detach yourself from that and come back to your heart and come back to your body. And that is one of the beautiful things of the yoga practice that we are doing day in and day out when you are on the mat. It's helping you to remember that. I'm going to stop myself from going further so we can get into the practice more than not. Having said that, close your eyes, please. Deep breath. In and out through your nose. If you are able to sit on the mat and your mind is go 1,000 miles, is it right? In a second, you are going to do yourself a good favor, is to learn to detach yourself from them. Bring your attention to your heart, to your diaphragm, to your torso, and let that intention experience the expansion front, back, side to side evenly when you inhale. And as you exhale, your body shrink, you soften, you let go of your jaw, your neck, your shoulder. And maybe go back up and see what's going on in your mind. And when that moment happens, when you can see what happened, tell yourself, oh my God, I am listening to my own thoughts. I am not my thoughts at all. It doesn't have to influence my life. I just have to remember where to go back to. when that happens. And that where is your breath. Is your heart. Is your body. We are about to move and challenge our body in a respectful way. While some of us may have to still fighting with our own thoughts. Remember, the fight is to give the thoughts the space. And we watch. We don't judge. We don't go back up and clink. We don't attach ourselves into the story. We remain in our breath, our heart, and our body. You join your hands and bring that lotus flower right to your third eye. And we are going to chant Om 3 times together, please. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. And another deep inhale, please. And you bow your head toward your heart. Release your hands, lift your chin, open your eyes, and let's get ourselves into the best place to warm up is to be on our back. Go there safely, everybody, and just have your props nearby and know how to move them in and out, okay? And when you're there, we are going to, in my cup, I have to be careful, elongate the bones away from one another. Oh, it feels really good. And you can stretch to the right. Wow, and stretch to the left. It's always amazed me every time. Like how tight it can be. Windshield wiper. So you open your arms wide, feet to the floor, knees bent, hip distance apart. Like look around and adjust your prop and stop around you mindfully. And you drop your knees side to side. The floor is already getting wet. Here we go. Keep breathing. Come back to your body. And you bring your knees back up center, draw them together toward the chest, opening them apart. I love this one very much, and let them meet I mean, this is the best place to get into the hip joint. And you just repeat. There. Change the direction, please. We bring the arms and the legs up toward the sky. And then you just shake your wrist, your ankles, forearms, calf muscles. Yeah. From here, we either extend the left leg straight or knees bent, okay? And you draw your right knee to the chest, so we stretch the quad here. This can be really intense for some of us, I have to say. If you bend your knees and your left leg, you go into it to make it easier. And then we get into the hamstring stretch, okay? So you can hold the back of the thighs even if the strap is not nearby. And then you can start to walk your hands upward. When you do that, your legs are going to come toward your feet. And that when the intensity will increase, and you control that. How much you can take it, and how much further you can do it in a giving breath. I need to move my cup away. Oh, hot tea is good. And from here, we're going to stretch the abductor by opening the right leg to the right. Remember, if your knees is bent, you can open your left knee to the left. That will help counterbalance the weight of the right leg. If you choose to straighten the leg, which is you challenging yourself further, you have to ground into your left leg, even the whole left side, really, really firmly, to not let the hip come off the floor, while your right leg is going to the right and you pull it toward your shoulder. That is the stretch. And check with your jaw, check with your face. Don't let it tense up. Deep breath. I know this is not quite comfortable, so we're not gonna be here long in this leg to the side. Inhale, come up. And we take the strap away and have the right ankle above the left knee. I'm going to move the left leg in and out for a little bit, kind of waking up the muscles. And then a couple more times, and when you're ready to stretch, get your left knees in. Find the good height, right? If you're tight, you can make your arms longer. You can have your left foot on the floor. Feel the stretch on the hip. Is your hip rotator stretch right here, piriformis muscle, and breathe. You do it one more breath. And switch leg, please. So this time, draw your left leg in. See what you need to do with your right leg. Hug core is in, okay? And then kick your left leg up toward the ceiling. I promise that I will stretch your hamstring, your adductor, and your piriformis muscle once again. This is a little bit more like a warm-up, so I'm not going to stay there too long and make it too intense. One more breath here. Then opening your left leg to the left, like keep pulling toward your shoulder. You have to resist that leg with the gravity, Like you need to resist the gravity to not just let the leg go. You want to stretch, so you have to pull it toward your shoulder. You can have your left elbow on the floor to help you to kind of build another foundation to make it a little bit more comfortable to hold that leg. Yeah. And inhale, come up, left ankle above the right knee, straight and bend the right leg. Keep breathing, and then when the next time you bend your right knee, hold the legs, the chin, the thigh, or have the foot on the floor. I used to have a gentleman that are really tight, and he can only, have the foot on the floor and stretch like here. This is perfect. If you just like need this much, that's perfect. The more your right knee can come to the chest, the more intensity of the stretch is going to become. So how intense can your body handle in a moment? Only you know that. One more breath. Let go, shake your feet, shake your ankle once again, and we go right into happy baby. Another hip stretch here. Hold your feet with the hands, or you can use a strap to make your arms longer. I want your feet to facing the ceiling, okay, not the wall behind you. So we can get into the proper muscles. And then you can just stay still if you like, or you can rock side to side if it feels good. Yeah, that's a little bit too much. I don't feel stretched at all, so sorry. I'm going to take the strap away. And then let go of the feet. Bring your knees together, arms wide open. Ground them to the floor and drop your knees side to side and keep your shoulder blades onto the floor to counterbalance the weight of both of your legs. And you go mindfully, side to side. Come up center, hand behind the back of the head. 20 bicycle, opposite elbow to the opposite knee. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Hug your knee toward the chest. Gently rock side to side. And then from here, we extend the hands back behind you. Go underneath the hip, and you can kind of sit on either side of your palms and your forearms a little bit and have your legs up toward the ceiling. And we are going to kick the ceiling 10 times, okay? Here we go. Kick. Let the hip come off the floor gently, not much. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and hug the knees in toward the chest. Breathe. Can you see we do a lot of things even by being on the back and doesn't have to go anywhere else. Bridge, please. Feet hip distance apart, knees bend. We're going to lift the chest off from the floor, okay? Ground into the feet and then push the mat away from you without lifting your feet off on the ground, and get your shoulders under, opening the throat, your throat. Where your arm landed, it will depend on how much your pec major can be open in this moment, okay? The tighter you are, the wider your arm should be. Because when you make it narrow, you're gonna lift the very tip of your shoulder, and you don't want that. You want the whole thing to be on the mat, your shoulder blade I'm talking about right now. And you feel like you extend the knee backward away from you, and you extend the crown of your head to the other direction, so you are long, not short. Breathe. And next exhale, we come down toward the floor mindfully. Get your knees toward your chest, roll to one side, come up and take a seat. I'm gonna sip a little tea, open your legs apart, and we're gonna hit the abductor muscles once again right here. So you can go, chest go up toward the sky, go side to side. From here, forward, anywhere that you can get your torso to go, it's perfect, okay? Keep grounding your leg into the floor, because the more you go forward, the more stretch you're gonna feel it. And once again, the intensity and the fight back of the muscle will tell you how far you can go in every given breath. And maybe the muscle will be, loving enough, is just what I'm looking for, and allow you to kind of get a little bit more flexibility from them. And I would love you to find the maximum of that muscles in the moment lovingly, right? Because we want to gain more flexibility and mobility. So we need to stretch them, but don't push them too hard. A couple more breaths. And carefully, you come out from the stretch, and we go side stretch here with breath. And who knows the size muscle is tight. You can hold the back of the head. It's going to make it even tighter when you feel the stretch. It's like, wow. If it doesn't work, don't force your body. Oh, that's a better word. Don't force your body. One more each side, please. And inhale, come up center. You carefully get your legs together. Knee meet, bend them, and move them to the left. Bharat Vayasana, we don't get to do this one much, but we are doing it today. So we twist away from the leg. We go to the right first, okay? Legs to the left, twist your body to the right. Inhale, lift your heart up to the sky. Now exhale, when you go deeper, move your belly in and back, okay? Inhale, elongate the spine. Exhale, if you want to go deeper, don't forget to draw your belly in and back. One more. And untwist and keep going to the left this time. When you stop, have your hand back behind you. And we are going to lean back slightly and draw your shoulder blades back and lift your heart up. Elongate your neck, and then exhale, release. So we do actually a cobra right here, or I can call it a chest pump. And it's feel like you go sideways in a way. Okay. So we stretch the pec major right here and draw the shoulder blades together and strengthening the rhomboid muscle. And relax. And then we switch leg to the other side. Together, legs, knees bend. To the right now, you twist first to the left. Inhale, lengthening the spine up to the sky. Exhale, draw your belly in and move your mid back or lower back. Oh, we get that confused. And breathe. One more. Keep the chest open. Belly draw in. Feel that fight. And then inhale, untwist. Keep going to the right. When you stop, Hand back behind you. Be as high as you can so you can really draw your shoulder blade back, okay? If you need to use those blocks, do so. And when you have it, inhale, lift the chest up, elongate the spine. Exhale, relax. 2 more. And let it go. And we go into our hands and knees. It feels so good when you slowly warming up the muscles. Spinal circulation when you're there. I feel like when I do this, I really can get more into a lower part of my back and the very tip of my hip, which I don't really get it elsewhere at the beginning of the warming up. We try to hit every muscle possible. One more. And change the direction, please. One more circle. And here we go. Thread the needle, right hand underneath the left. Remember, you have 2 options with how you want. Actually, you have more, but I'm going to give you 2. Either stack the hip over the knee, feel right here, and you're lengthening your right hip back. So you're going to feel more on your back and feel a little twisting, and you feel something in your belly. But if you sit down toward your heel, now you're going to feel more on the, I think, on the bicep, triceps. It's not even those muscles, like on the sides of your upper arms. Yeah. Oh my God, that is so tight. And you breathe. It's like you pull the scapula apart. This is stretch that muscles. It's on the lateral sides of your upper arms. One more breath. And carefully come up, and you unthread and you turn your body to the right. Give this shoulder some love by circle them. Whoa. There's a lot of muscles right there. We do 2 more. So let's say we do 5 total. And we change direction after that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then stretch. Inhale, breathe through your back. Rouse gently and exhale. Turn your chest up to the sky. Elongate the right side body. One more. Now inhale, come off from the floor. Stay balanced on your left leg. We go left arm up to the sky. Right hand, you can touch the thigh. Draw your belly in and then stretch the left side body. Oh no, I'm going to hold the back of my head so I can get deeper. Wow. One more breath. And go toward the floor carefully. Take child's pose. Toes together, knees apart. Extend your arms alongside your ears. Straight arms, spread your finger. Next inhalation, round your back up to the sky. At the end, arch your back. Exhale, round your back up to the sky. Push your weight back toward your heels. Repeat, please, slowly. Move from the back and forward. And then move from the front, gradually backward. And repeat. And warming up our wrists once again here. Also back muscles. Last one. Come up onto your hands and knees. Thread the needles. Other side, please. And breathe. And you learn to be with yourself. Learn to follow your breath into your heart space, away from your thoughts. Carefully come away from thread the needle and balance on your right side. Elongate your left side first. And we circle the left shoulder 5 times each direction. 2, 3, 4, 5. Change. 1, 2, 3. Big circle. 4, 5, and then length. Exhale. When you inhale, your body is going to kind of go toward the floors a little bit so you can round your back gently. And when you exhale, you turn your body back up to the sky, right? And elongate. Couple more. Once again, we move with the breath. We do our jellyfish dance. Next inhale, push yourself off from the floor, balance on your right knee, right arm up. Stretch to the level. You can feel it go all the way to the hip here, the size of the hip. And breathe. And you inhale, you move away from the stretch and keep going forward and come to the floor. This one, when you square your chest toward the front edge of the mat, you are going to step your left leg forward. Tuck your right toes under, get your right knees off the floor and pivot to the right and make your feet parallel toward one another at first. But we're going to change that to skandasana, to the hip stretch. So heel turn in, toes turn out. And you move from one leg to the other. Remember, the higher you are, the tighter you are, the higher you probably will have to be. But the lesser of the stability it becomes. So you have to move mindfully by using just 2 legs. For us who have more flexibility, now we can have 4-point or 3-point as our foundation, our stability become more stable. Okay. They're not good or bad, it's just what it is. I'm sharing the information with you. Do it one more times. And I want you to stop when your right knee is bended. Then we're going to turn toward the right legs. And we are going to visit our beloved hamstrings muscles. Okay. Turn your body forward toward your right leg. Square the hip. Get your left knee down. Get your right leg straight. Heels down, toes up. Square the hip. Elongate the spine. Say where the resistance is for your body. And you start right there. Start where you are. Love yourself where you are. And exhale, stretch by get your torso toward your leg. And you do it with the elongation action. So what does that mean? It means that you want your spine to elongate. You get the chest move forward, away from your belly. One more breath. Inhale, move your chest up and away from the floor. We are going to drag the right legs in. Get your right knee to meet the left. Hands on the floor, on the block. Shoulder width apart, and you drop the hip sides to side here. Start to feel too high. So moving the block away. That's better. And then left leg hamstrings muscles. Step it forward. Heels down, toes up. Square the hip, hug your thighs in, engage the core, elongate the spine, feel where the muscles are resisting you, and you start right there. Exhale, you go into the stretching motion, and you do your jellyfish dance. Inhale, move up and away from that leg. Drag it in until you can have the soles of the foot on the floor. Once again, we're going to come off the floor. Tuck your right toes under. Get your right knees off the floor and pivot to the right. I'm going to facing the camera here. So now we can get into Pasarita Padottanasana. Feet parallel. Hug your chins in. Push your thighs apart. Elongate the spine. Stretch by get your torso downward. Once again, feel where the resistance is, and then you just work from there. Big or small, it doesn't matter. As long as you work with your body respectfully and lovingly, you are good. And carefully, you move away from the stretch, then you move up and away from the floor and bend your knees. Now this time, turn toward the front of the mat, so I have to do the same as you. I'm going to still moving you. So when you are there, we are going to get into the high lunge. Right toe tucked, left foot on the floor, knees, left knee bend, and hug your thighs in, engage your core, and you come up right. Carefully. And here we go. Remember the pose, especially this one, you can see it clearly. You want to use the breath and you work with the breath. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, lift the heart. If you're really tight, you can just work the legs only. You don't need to worry about the arms at all. That might be enough. But for any one of you, you know that you need more, then you can elongate the other direction is your torso. And you add the arms and you add the curve, that stretch, it's gonna get into your hip flexor even more when you're ready. Remember, I want your heart to remain open. So get your hands wherever it works. Carefully bend your right knee slightly. Keep breathing, keep breathing. We're going to go forward and standing in Tadasana. Fire your core, I know it's worked. And you step from the back, go forward, come up. Feet hip distance apart. Hand by your side. Keep moving back, keep breathing. Allow the heartbeat to do whatever it needs to do. You control your breath mindfully. You don't let it grip, you let it elongate. And you shift your weight to your right, you bend both knees, you bend your left knee even more, and you lean your chest forward. You slowly lift the weight off from your left leg, move it to the back, let it land it, and then start to kind of heel toe, and slide it back until you find the width that is work for your body. Your high lunge on the second side is right here. Here we go. Exhale, lunge. Work just the leg if that work for your body. You can lunge as deep as and open your legs wider, and you're going to get more into the stretch. Yeah. Trust me. You don't need to even do the upper body at all, but when you're ready, I'm encouraging you to do that. Now you elongate the other end with the inhalation. We're not going to go down, so don't think about that. Once again, bend your left knee. Keep moving your weight forward. So you're going to feel more on your right leg, and we're going to go forward and get your left leg to meet the right Tadasana right here. Breathe. Long spine, hips stay back. Learn to stand without pushing your hip forward, without fanning your toes apart, okay? That will help you to protect your lower back big time. And then shift your weight onto your left leg, hug your right knee in toward your chest. I hope that my head doesn't get cut off. And then you are going to send your right leg back, so you lean your body forward, warrior two. Bend your left knee, like don't lock the joint. When you land it, and then you can start build the foundation. You look at it. Okay. Left heel in line with the right arch. Create the width that works for the body. And when you're ready to do the pose, because your foundation is set, hips stay back, heart lift. Look toward the front, exhale, lunge. Ground into your back leg firm as well, and inhale, lift the spine. Get your wing to come participate into the pose. Yeah. When you inhale here, draw the energy into the center of your spine. Exhale from that spine or from your heart, elongate the energy out through the arms and the leg, and feel that. Draw the energy in and send the energy out. One more. Turn your left palm up to the sky, reverse warrior. Let's do side stretch. Once again, why not? One more breath. And extend side angle pose. We go back forward. We're going to go diagonal this time. See if your leg is wide enough or too wide. And my stand is a little bit too wide, so I adjust my width a little bit. And here we go. Right arms overhead. That should be the last thing, actually. Hips back, core in. Turn your chest diagonally up toward the ceiling. You can bring your right arm even up toward the ceiling if that is better. Or you want more, you can, oh my God, hold the back of the head. What am I asking myself to do? Breathe, stretch. Trust me, it's worth the work when you do it right. Don't hurt yourself, okay? And exhale, we are going to go toward the floor, thank God. And we're not done yet. We are going to stretch the hamstrings muscles once again. So let's stretch. Let's visit our lunge stretch one more time. And see maybe how deep. Maybe you can go a little deeper. Or maybe not. Breathe and move with the breath. Like dance with the breath. Relax your jaw. Relax your eyes. Relax your neck. And okay, we take child's pose. We can rest a little bit here. Child pose and breathe. Inhale deep. Exhale, let it go. And carefully come up onto your hands and knees. You step your right leg forward. Let's go into Uttanasana. This is one of the poses that we don't get to visit often. Get your left knees off the floor. It's a forward fold. So you step your left foot to meet the right. Hug your chin in, put your thighs apart. If you need height, you stack the block as high as you need. And you exhale, you try to go toward the leg, which means you stretch your hamstrings muscles. Inhale, move away from that gently. Exhale, you go in, strong leg, but relax your neck and shoulder. And the next inhalation, push into your feet, push down strong and get your body up, core engaged to the sky. Arms go wide and up. Stop when your shoulder feel like that's enough, right? And then exhale, Tadasana. Bring your hands back down by your side. Remember, don't push your hip forward. Make sure your feet parallel. If not, you adjust them. Chest is open. And here we go. We shift the weight onto our right leg. We get the left knee toward the chest. Hip step back. Then you let go of your left leg, you bend your right knee, you start to lean forward and you start to shoot your left leg backward. Bend your right knee more. Okay. Have your left foot landed and then ground into 90-degree action and then you check. Okay. Left heel, right heel in line with the left arch of the heel. See if you have the width that works for your body. Warrior 2. Okay. Inhale, lift the spine. Use your eyes if you need them. They're going to tell you the right measurement of the right foundation better than the feeling many times. Turn your right arms up to the sky. Stretch back again. One more breath. Inhale, move away from that. Keep elongate the spines. Go forward and adjust the width if you feel like, I feel a little bit too wide, so I'm going to step my back foot forward. Extend side angle pose. Breathe. Shoulder back, belly in, chest open, and land the arm with that shoulder blades. Can draw backward beautifully and safely. Whoa. And exhale, we go toward the floor carefully. Turn your body forward. Right. Left knee down, left hand down. Grab those blocks if you need them or not. Straight your right leg, heels down, toes up. Square the hip. Elongate the spine. Stretch your hamstrings muscles. Allow your heartbeat to beat hard. And you watch. Once again, you watch it. That's a good thing. Your oxygen and your carbon monoxide are exchanging. You detox your body. You make your heart stronger. You make your nerve stronger. You make your veins stronger. Okay. Relax your neck and shoulder. And we go into our child pose, please. And carefully come up onto your hands and knees. Spread your fingers wide apart. We're going to be on our wrist for a little bit. So claw the floor with your finger pads. Okay. Tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. Maybe you open your arms a little wider than your shoulders. That is good too. It doesn't have to be shoulder width apart in downward facing dog. It actually should be just a touch wider. Okay. Once again, you have to learn to feel the happiness of your shoulders here. Then inhale, we go forward from the feet to the wrist, and you stop, let's say, and stop right here because my wrist cannot handle anymore, and it's fine, and then you go back toward the feet. It's always easier to go toward the feet, and then go forward again. And you stop when your wrist telling you, don't push me anymore, and then you go backward to the feet. Keep going. 3 more. So then you can learn to gradually kind of open your wrist. Okay, so you don't ask just from one movement. It doesn't work that way all the times, right? And take child's pose, please. Many of us still have a challenge on the upper body strength, and many times it requires you to be on your wrist. So we need to go there to gain them, and we have to be mindful when we ask our body. Can we do that one more time? So come onto your hands and knees and go back to downward facing dog. And inhale to plank pose. Go as far as your wrist can be comfortable, and then go back to downward facing dog. Give me 3 more. Just lovingly opening that wrist. Strong claw with your fingers, pad 4 corners of your hands. Your arm has to work like crazy. If your fingers are doing nothing, I will be really sad. I see a lot of people do yoga that way. At one point, I feel like your wrist, and take child's pose, please, and your shoulder will have to take a hold just because the foundation are not, firm and strong. Forearm plank pose, please. It never work if you don't build the pose from the ground up. You cannot just do halfway or a quarter of the way. It have to go from the ground upward. Okay. So then when it's go all the way upward, the one is like kind of very top, like our neck and our shoulders, then they don't have to do the work so much. You know what I mean? Because the works are placed at the right place. It's in the foundation. Of course, lift, spine nice and long. Exhale, knees to the floor, belly to the floor, chest to the floor. Stack the hand, rest your forehead on them, and breathe. And we go into locust pose, so arms wide like wing. You can swing it back slightly, turn your palms away from one another, And then we inhale, lift the chest, arms, neck, leg. Exhale, going to the floor gently, not all the way, and repeat. Now, don't roll your leg outward so strongly. Try to keep like the front of your leg facing the floor. Now they're touching the ground, like your thigh, you can feel it. Let the front part of the leg facing the floor. One more. And then slowly go back down to the ground. Stack the hand, rest your foreheads on them, and breathe. And from here, we build cobra. Your job is to find your hands placement that work for your shoulder in the moment, okay? When you have it, get your shoulder blades onto your back, top of the feet on the floor, engage your core, inhale, push into the hand, find the height that's work. Lower back, be careful. Exhale, lower down gently once again. Inhale, find the height that work for your body. Exhale, lower down. 3 more breaths. Keep your chest open, keep your shoulder blade backward. You should not round in cobra pose. The height will diminish the openness of the chest if you're tight. Exhale to the floor. Stack the hands, rest your foreheads on them. Breathe. Carefully come up onto your hands and knees. Now this one, some of you may need to use a strap, so have it handy if you need it. We are going to lift opposite arm and leg, okay? So the right leg and the left hand come off the floor first. Here we go. Now you are going to bend your right knee and swing your left hand to hold your right foot. And this is when, if you cannot hold it with the foot, you hold it with the strap. Right? And when you have it, kick the foot into the strap or the hand and up toward the sky. And breathe. I actually love to hold it this way, more like that. So you can really get into the shoulder. It is really intense. I should not show you. I'll hold the foot with the hands, yeah. And then kick. While you're kicking it, you should feel that your left pec major right here is open, okay? So it's not rounded. That is also an important point. So hold it with the pec major, move back. Your shoulder blades move back and up when you kick. And you breathe. Give me 2 more breaths. And then you let go. Yeah. Extend the legs and the arms away from one another. Land your left hand down. Turn your body to the right. Now your right leg, can you bend the knee and hold the foot with the hands again? Or not, use a strap once again. Yeah. And then you kick the foot in the strap and open your right pec major and then diagonal your heart up toward the ceiling. Yeah. So don't let that right shoulder rounded. Okay? One more breath. And let go and find length facing the floor. Step your right leg forward and to the right, diagonal your body to the left. We do lizard pose. Now if you have the energy to burn, make your back leg straight and get your chest toward the floor. As low as you can. You can come down to your forearms, or if that's too far, block can be the floor for you. Don't forget that. Carefully inhale, move up and away from the floor. We are going to do cross-leg Uttanasana. Your right leg probably is a little bit too far out, so you have to move it in front of the hip, and then when that is ready, you get off from your left knee and cross your left leg behind your right leg. And then extend the spine forward, right, and downward. Feel the weight on your feet. You can shift them around and see where it feels right. When you stay right there, maybe for 2-3 breaths, and you shift again maybe. So you keep learning, keep getting to know yourself. And child's pose, please. Bend both knee, left leg back, right leg back. And come down toward the floor and breathe. Walk your hands back to your knees, sit up, and just watch me quickly. Before you go into the second side, I want to make my point across. When we do the back bend, which is the first two, is you hold opposite arms and leg, and then you hold the same leg with the same arms. Remember that the arms that hold the leg, this action is important. You want your pec major to go back, you want your shoulder blade to go back and in, and you want this tip of your shoulder to open. Okay, you don't want it to round. So I'm going to do it like this. Like you don't want it to round out to the floor when you kick it. You want it to open. Even though you go sideways, like you don't want it to round forward while you kick, you want it to open. And you have to build from the ground up. You engage your core, and then you also do the arch after that. Get it? Give it a try. Now, next one, left leg lift and right arms come off the floor. Hold the strap or not, bend the back knee and swing the hand with the strap or not. Get into the foot. Remember that pec major action, very important. And you build from the ground up, push the floor away and inhale. Engage your core and kick and opening the heart. Exhale, you let go slightly. Once again, we dance with the breath. We just don't hold the pose so tightly and nothing move, okay? Last one. And next exhale for this one, elongate the arms and the legs away from one another. And then have your right hands down, turn your body to the left now. Left hand hold your left foot and then kick back. Inhale, arch, engage your core. Exhale, release gently, and then open. Last one. And extend the arms and the legs away from one another. Facing the floor, left leg go forward and to the left. Lizard pose, body diagonal to the right. Breathe. Inhale, move up and away from the floor. Here, toe your left foot in until it's in front of the hip. Point your left foot forward. Cross your right leg behind your left leg, and we do cross leg Uttanasana here, bow down. Well, I happen to lift my arms off from the floor and hug myself. When you're strong and you have your core and you have the flexibility, this will be the next step that you can add it in. But if it's not there yet, remember, stretch where you are. Love yourself where you are, and you go from there forward. And you do it lovingly, always that. Do it respectfully. One more breath. Go to child's pose, please. And breathe. Carefully walk your hands back to your knees. Come up to take a seat. We are about to end the class, everybody. Times fly. Go back onto your back. And have your feet together and your knees apart. Extend overhead, maybe if it feels right. See, that lengthening feeling that we do at the beginning for me, it's just like, wow, it's not there anymore. So I'm going to move my arm by my side and just keep knocking my knees side to side right here. Draw your knees back up and let them meet. Right ankle above the left knee. Hug your left leg in toward the chest. Second times around right here, our hip flexor, our hip rotator stretch. Relax your jaw. Relax your eyes. Chin side, please. Hug your knees together toward your chest. Drop your knees side to side. From here, we are going to dive right into a Shavasana pose, okay? If you love lifting your legs up toward the sky and hang there for a while, and let that be a part of your Shavasana, great, go there. Or just set up your Shavasana with maybe supporting the knees, if you love that. Supporting your spine, let the heart stay lifted. If you like that, you do it. Or you can do a classic Shavasana that you just lie straight on the floor. I'm going to do the back is lifted. by using the block and this blanket to help me. Okay. So you can see how you can lift the middle of your back off the floor, and you can use that as a pillow. You just have to find the right spot at the edge of the block. So that's actually feel really good. Yeah, this is too high. Let's see. Oh, that's better. There's this one. You can extend the leg, let it flop. Yeah, it feels really good. All right, I'm going to call for the Shavasana. Now everybody, enjoy. Shavasana.